Hello and welcome to UPSC Warriors by Unacademy. Today, I am Nandini and I am here with the roadmap that you all must follow as a 2026 aspirant. Because we at UPSC Warriors make sure that your preparation goes from foundation to advanced level and we cater to the aspirants of 2026. We also have certain initiatives for the people who are appearing for the 2025 examination, just like we would cater to the revision series, we would cater to certain small topics, but our identification of the population that we are specifically catering to is 2026. So, if you are a 2026 aspirant, stay with me till the end of this session just so you can know how to start up with this entire process. Because this particular examination is not a race that you must win, it's a marathon wherein you need to be consistent, disciplined, just so you can get a medal here. And the medal guaranteed here is Labasna. So stay tuned and just stay with me till the end of this lecture just so we can decode the entire aspect, we can know how this particular plan works. And then we can surely make amends to the basic structure of the plan later as per our need. So without any further ado, let's quickly get started. So certain problems that I over the time have identified that the aspirant face are that the frequently changing nature of the examination is a major problem. Like earlier it used to be that people used to follow certain techniques such as elimination, such as getting down to the entire aspect and recollecting it the way as per the options are given. But now the pattern is not as such. The pattern that used to stay there in 2015, 18, it has changed in 2022. So, the frequently changing nature of the examination makes this examination a lot difficult than it actually is, which is why being updated with the nature of the examination is something that is a must to do before starting of the preparation. You all must know what kind of issues are being asked. You all must know the pattern of the question, what is the demand of the question. Over the time, analyze a little bit just so you can, narrow down to a certain aspect that okay, these type of questions are being asked in the examination. However, there are certain googlies that are always present, but then that is something which is unexpected. We can always expect the expected and work on those grounds just so we can ensure that we get selected. Next point being that there is no defined source. If you'll consider about the sources, then that is something which the people struggle with a lot. And also in the market it is that the news is there that limit your resources, but how and what resources to actually read, that is a problem. So that is again something that needs to be addressed. Then how much time shall be given for self studies, because most of the people are engaged with their chores, engaged with their classrooms, and that becomes a problem as to how much time we must segregate for the studies just so we can actually have some time for ourselves also, in a way where we can revise things. Other problem being when to start the optional, because it's seen either people do optional at a very early stage or people do optional at a very later stage, and that is something that is not going to guarantee you selection, which is why we'll discuss about this aspect as well. Then till when we must finish the standard books is a problem, because it is being said that time and again revise, then how much to revise, until when the revisions must be there, because as I said that this is a marathon and people usually get tired of revising the same thing time and again. So we'll also discuss on that aspect. Then how many references one must use, we must also talk about it. And then how to write the answers is eventually something that we are going to address. So moving on, as I said, how to approach this examination. So we need to approach this examination in a phase-wise manner. We need to start with the foundation, then move towards the advanced level. If you feel that you are okay with the foundation, you stand on a certain standard, then sure, go for advanced books. But if you are a little bit in doubt, then sure, go back to your basics and just clear them first, because if you are not going to do that, then problem will be there. Always do one thing at a time. Don't jump into a lot of boats that you sink eventually. Plan or fail. Don't go with the flow. Don't procrastinate things that okay, let it be. What's happening today, let it happen. We don't have to do that. And hence, we must always have a plan. We should not and have not go with the flow, because the point being that this examination requires planning, as we started with it, that go for the phase wise preparation. Be the jack of all trades. Don't master a particular subject. It's okay if you have a bias for one particular subject. If your one subject from the GS is favorite, it's okay. Don't do PhD on it. Try to bring l- the subjects of the GS pool on the similar level, just so you can address to all the subjects, because herein you must have a holistic knowledge. You should not have a PhD level language. You should not have a PhD level knowledge, because that's where a person fails. If a person gets into a subject wholly, you must always know everything which is just sufficient to clear the examination, and it is of no shame that you are reading as per the syllabus. That's the smart work that one can do, because knowledge is something that can be hoarded, but in order to have results from it is something that only the smart people can. And that's why we are here, in order to strategize and plan in such a way that we clear the examination and not just master a particular subject. Realize the importance of this examination, because if you are not going to do the same, the exam won't respect you, and if there is no mutual respect, then things are going to fail for sure. Now, what to read is a question, because there are a lot of books suggested by a lot of toppers in the market and even coaching institutes. So, what to read exactly? So, I will not tell you what to read, but I will tell you how to read rather. So, read the themes of the syllabus. That's something that you must do on a very priority, because if you are going to do it, then only you will be able to realize what is the demand of the exam. Once you realize the demand of the exam, go through the books, see where the matter is available, and don't go beyond 3 books. It's a max 3 formula, don't go beyond it. Always have 2 resources herein very perfectly done with you, which is NCERT and newspaper, which gives you a 2 on 3 on resources. So, in your hand, I am giving you one reference book of your choice. Whichever book you want to read, sure do read it and like make it your favorite book, but don't go beyond this. One advanced book, one NCRT, newspaper upgradation for current affairs, that's pretty much enough for your examination. Don't go beyond it, else you will become an expert into the subject and not the jack of all trades. And jack of all trades is what is required in the administrative services. Mark my words today. Do not ignore the newspaper. Do not have the audacity to ignore it, because trust me, most of the information is from there, and even most of the questions are picked up from there. Whatever is happening in the current affairs is something that would be asked in the ambit of your examination, and that is something that you must be smart with and also thorough with, just so you know what possible themes could have been asked in the examination, so that you have a certain template in your head that okay, if this particular topic comes into account, what do I have to write, how should I approach it. And that's the basic you can do for yourself, because again, the exam is as such very unexpected, it is very surprising, and the patterns keep on changing. So that's the most basic thing that you all can do. Now, as I was saying, that there must be a phase wise breakup. So you must always start with the foundation. Always the first 4 months must go with this, that you understand the concept, you have the optional in your head, you decide on it, you start preparing for it. Current affairs is a must. It's something that you should not ignore at any cost of time. Then application of learning, whatever you are learning, try to apply it, try to practice it via your answer writing, and that's when your foundational knowledge would be concrete. Now, From 5th to 8th month, go for revisions. Go for a optional plus GS, analyze your PYQs, do AWP, which is answer writing practice. Then in the third phase, again revise, because 3 basic revision is the least you can do for this examination. And once you do it, a lot probability increases in terms of clearing this examination. Cool. Moving on. So that was about this entire course of preparation that one can actually go for, and in order to clear the examination, that's the basic one must do. In terms of current affairs, if I tell you, then current affairs is something that must not be limited. So newspaper is something that you must read, other than which you can use one more additional reading. So always remember that for GS papers it's the 3 book formula, for current affairs it's the 2 book formula. You should not go beyond this. So I hope the information provided by me was of some help. It will give you a little bit edge in terms of strategizing your preparation. And if you are a 2026 aspirant, start from now. So if you have fun watching this video, then please do like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel UPSC Warriors by Unacademy. With this is your educator signing off for the day.